This is a second stimulus check update for August 3rd. In this video, we'll talk about the progress that was made over the weekend with these stimulus negotiations. Then we'll talk about how President Trump is now on board with a $1,200 stimulus check, not larger. Then I'll clear up the confusion how there are 4 different proposals going on for stimulus checks and which one we are most likely to get. My name is David. Hope you had a great weekend. My weekend was okay because of my knee injury. I was in bed pretty much the whole time. All right, let's get into it. We all want to know, when is the next stimulus package going to be approved? Well, over the weekend, when asked that question, Nancy Pelosi said we'll be close to an agreement when we have an agreement. Mark Meadows said he is not optimistic about any deal being made in the near future. Then Chuck Schumer said, we made good progress. There are lots of things we're still divided on and we're not close to an agreement yet, but we are making progress and I'm hopeful that we can get to an agreement. So what progress was actually made? Let me get into what they actually agree on. One of the things they do agree on is the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, which is the money that is given to businesses so that businesses don't lay off or fire their employees, and it keeps their employees on payroll so that they don't go to unemployment and collect unemployment assistance. Both Republicans and Democrats agree that if money is put into the PPP, then less money is put into unemployment assistance. So Marco Rubio says, bottom line is if we don't deal with it through PPP, we're going to have to deal with it through the unemployment insurance system. A topic that they don't agree on that is holding up negotiations is how much money goes for state and local government. So the Democrats, part of the HEROES Act, is they want $875 billion to go towards state and local governments. Republicans want $0 going for state and local governments because they're saying that many states were in a bad financial situation before the pandemic even happened, and they don't want to give any money to those states. Therefore, rather than some states getting money, they just rather no states and local governments get any money. Another topic of agreement with the negotiations is the U.S. Postal Service. So Democrats want $25 billion and the Republicans want $5 billion. They both agree on the U.S. Postal Service getting money. Now it's just a matter of determining how much, but that's kind of small potatoes compared to the big picture of the stimulus package. Now let's get into the meat of the discussion and talk about the biggest topic of disagreement, which is unemployment assistance. So the Democrats want $437 billion and they want to continue the $600 per week. Republicans want $110 billion for this program and have $200 a week up until October, and then from October through January, it's going to be 70% of a person's wages. I just want to give a disclaimer that I'm an independent. I believe in values and principles in both the Democrats and Republicans. Therefore, the information I'm giving you is unbiased. With that said, personally, I like the 70% of a person's wages. The reason why is because it's more targeted and I think a better use of money being spent. The reason why is because $600 may not be enough for a person. If they have a big family that's relying on them, $600 may not cover the bills. Then on the other side, if someone is getting $600 per week and that's too much, they're getting more than they were working, that money, that extra money, could have been given to someone in a more desperate situation. Now, the problem with the 70% of a person's wages is that the Democrats are saying that the computer systems are outdated and they can't handle that type of computation to give someone 70% of a person's wages. The Republicans are saying $600 is too much because 5 out of 6 people are getting more money staying at home not working compared to working. While negotiations are still going on, the Republicans offered a one-time short-term deal of a week extension of that $600 per week. The Democrats denied it. I do think that one extra week of $600 per week would definitely help out Americans. The only problem in the big picture of negotiations, it takes away the power from Democrats in terms of negotiating. I know this is very political and there's millions of American lives on the line right now counting on just 4 people to negotiate out these terms. But tell me, what do you think? Do you think that we should continue the $600 per week, maybe have a percentage of a person's wages, or should they just meet in the middle of $400 because that's between $600 and $200? Let me know down in the comments below. It's a very sticky situation. Now let's talk about the direct payments, which are the stimulus checks going directly to Americans, which is probably what you care about most. I'll clear up the confusion of what's going on, the 4 different proposals, and what the most likely amount we're going to get is. So yesterday, Kamala Harris tweeted, Congress must immediately pass my bill with Bernie Sanders and Ed Markey to get $2,000 a month in Americans' hands. We need money. We need direct monthly cash payments and we need them now. So this is definitely a crowd favorite. Most Americans believe that we should be getting $2,000 a month stimulus checks. This is an original too, so Canada actually implemented this $2,000 a month stimulus checks from April until August. But to be fair, 2,000 Canadian dollars, which is equal to 1,400 US dollars at the time they started those monthly payments. Let me know what you think about the $2,000 a month stimulus checks. I think it's great for Americans. Just the politicians think it's too expensive. Do you think it's too expensive? Let me know down in the comments below. Another proposal that just came out a few days ago are $1,000 stimulus checks for adults and children. This was presented by Republican senators, and they want $1,000 for each individual, $2,000 for married couple, and then $1,000 for each child. And they're saying that there's no cap on the amount of children that could get a $1,000 stimulus check. Many people think that a one-time payment of $1,000 just won't cut it. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If this could come out tomorrow, is it better to have $1,000 now or wait until we get a larger amount? So to clear up the confusion on the stimulus checks, even though there are some Democrats proposing $2,000 a month stimulus checks, some Republicans who are proposing a one-time payment of $1,000 a month, the real direct payment amount that is up for negotiation right now and actually agreed upon is this. So $1,200, both the Republicans and Democrats agree on the amount of a one-time payment of $1,200. The big difference here is just the dependents. The Democrats want $1,200 per child, capped at 3 children. The Republicans want $500 per child, but also $500 for adult dependents or anyone else you claim on your taxes. With that said, it's most likely a 99% chance that we will receive a one-time payment of $1,200. Even though President Trump said last week that we're actually going to get a higher amount than $1,200, or he wants a higher amount than $1,200, not only does he not have the power to do that, but just yesterday, he actually agrees on the $1,200 a month, according to Steve Mnuchin. I'll play you this clip right now where he talks about the stimulus checks and how President Trump is on board now with $1,200.
The president supports the exact same amount. There's some minor changes allowing additional people to get it, but the president supports the exact same amount. And in discussions with the Democrats, they've agreed to that concept.
With time frame on that, because I know the first time you guys to get the system up and running. Do you think it'd be
I can have them out immediately. So if I could get that passed tomorrow, I could start printing them the following week. We did it the first time. I can get out 50 million payments really quickly, a lot of it into people's direct accounts. That's going to have an enormous impact on the American economy, hardworking Americans, so I want to get that done quickly.
So good news and bad news here. The good news is that Steve Mnuchin is saying that in terms of timeline, as soon as the package gets signed and it's official, he could send out those stimulus checks right away. Within a week or two, 50 million people could get their checks. The bad news is that it won't be higher than $1,200. So as he said, President Trump is now on board with $1,200, which is the amount that Republicans and Democrats agree on. So it won't be higher, like he said a few weeks ago. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, how President Trump said that it will be higher and now he's agreeing with $1,200. When I mentioned that it will be higher, pretty much everyone said that they didn't believe it in the comment section and that they'll believe it when they see it. Do you think this will affect his re-election chances? Let me know down in the comments below. Now, in regards to the first stimulus check, I got this comment yesterday about someone receiving $500 for their dependents. A lot of people did not receive them and then were told that they will get it when they file their taxes in 2021. But Tina Robinson says, I'm on SSDI and I received a call today from Direct Express that I had a deposit being made into my account for the 5th. So I went on and looked, and it looks like I'm finally getting the $500 each for 2 of my children. There is a pending deposit for August 5th for $1,000. So that's great, Tina. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think this data point is really important. I haven't seen this anywhere else or any other mention of it. And if you're looking for a free money opportunity, you could sign up through Webull down in the description below. By signing up, you get a free stock. You get a second free stock if you put $100 in the account, which could be valued up to $1,400. If you want a third free stock, you can sign up through Robinhood. They're giving out free stocks just for signing up. And if you've wanted to get started with the stock market but don't think you have enough money to start investing in companies that are too expensive, so for example, Amazon is $3,000, Tesla is $1,500. If you wanted to invest in those companies but don't have the money, if you click this video over here, I go over the concept of fractional shares. So I go over how I'm able to buy a piece of Amazon for $1. Even if you just have $5, $10 in your account and want to start investing, you could do fractional shares. You could click that video right now. It's on my second channel, Wise Cents. Or if you want more second stimulus check updates, you could click this playlist down here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Thank you for watching. I messed that up.